Hey guys, Tyler here. Kept you waiting, huh?
In the award-winning game Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater, you play as an undercover agent codenamed Naked Snake as he attempts to rescue a Russian rocket scientist, sabotage an experimental superweapon, and assassinate his defected former boss. Set in 1964, Snake Eater serves as a prequel to many other games in the Metal Gear franchise. Created by Hideo Kojima, and developed and published by Konami. Considered to be one of the best video games of all time, Snake Eater has been praised in particular for its story, told through numerous cutscenes and radio conversations.
In this video, I'd like to examine the history of at least one secret society in the Metal Gear universe, as well as the superweapon Snake is tasked with destroying, the Shagohod. Let's get started. Before we go any further, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about today's sponsor, the YouTube channel of my good friend Kenzie K. If you're looking for some wholesome, family-friendly Christian entertainment, well, you're not gonna find it here. But if you're looking for a bit of sass, they've got you covered. Kenzie K specializes in commentary and comedy with a focus on gaming, fandom culture, and more. With a deep library of off-the-wall, hilarious videos, you'll have hours of entertainment to keep you occupied. Not only has Kenzie covered nearly every Gundam game ever made, they've also got Souls content and a growing playlist of gacha and JRPG titles. They also have a second channel where they stream on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, where you can watch them play fresh new titles, as well as be at iconic sci-fi gems like Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. So, if you're into cute-ass content with a little vulgarity, Kenzie K may just be the funniest channel you've ever subscribed to. You have subscribed already, right? Because if not, do it! Do it now! Do it now! Now, back to the video.
After World War I, a secret group called the Philosophers, the wealthiest and most powerful minds from the Republic of China, the Soviet Union, and the United States, established a union between the three nations. Their original goal was to use their immense resources and influence to steer humankind away from brutal, needless warfare. But after their last founding member died in the 1930s, the Philosophers began to spiral out of control. And yet, their power and reach continued to grow exponentially. Eventually, they were unquestioned by their governments. The Philosophers had their own agents and trained schools of operatives, including so-called charm schools, where they took in children from around the world to train them as spies. The Philosophers pooled their resources, which totaled some $100 billion, to develop entirely new forms of warfare. Rocketry, nuclear weapons, and even superhuman soldiers like the Cobra Unit, who helped the Allies win World War II. They agreed to redistribute these funds, called the Philosopher's Legacy, among themselves following the defeat of the Axis powers. But even during World War II, feuds emerged between different branches. The Russian philosophers even tried to sabotage the Manhattan Project. Indeed, the Cold War is characterized by Metal Gear Solid as a competition for the legacy itself between all three nations. Colonel Volgin inherited the legacy from his father, enabling him to build the military fortress Groznygrad and, with his practically unlimited resources, carry out projects like the Shagohod. The founder and leader of the Cobra Unit, a woman named the Boss, also arranged for the placement of a spy within the Soviet space program, helping pass along large amounts of technical data to NASA. The CIA wanted to take credit for the boss's work. At first, she relented, but she soon realized the spy had been passing lies along to the Americans. After the CIA tried to place the blame on the boss, lying about the situation to President John F. Kennedy, they sent the boss on another mission to the Soviet Union to repay what they saw as her debt. She successfully obtained the legacy from Volgin, and Naked Snake destroyed the Shagohod, killing Volgin and the boss. The Chinese philosopher's agent, Eva, returned with data on the Shagohod, but was fired for failing to retrieve the legacy. The Shagohod itself, whose name is adapted from the Russian word for walker, has the distinction of being an early mobile nuclear ballistic missile system. and indeed, it is capable of propelling such missiles to intercontinental ranges, up to more than 6,000 miles, or 9,600 kilometers. An unconventional tank armed with an ICBM, it uses screw propulsion and hydraulics to move. Even more unusual are its rocket boosters. On a sufficiently large, flat piece of land like a highway or landing strip, the Shagohod can build up a speed of more than 300 miles per hour, or 480 kilometers per hour, before firing the ICBM. Developed in parallel to Metal Gear Mecha, the Shagohod was designed by Nikolai Sokolov before his defection. Volgin favored the Shagohod over the Metal Gear concept, as the Shagohod was simply an unusual combination of existing technologies, while the Metal Gear would require years, even decades, of research to produce. Of course, as the name of the series suggests, the Metal Gear would eventually prove more versatile.
The concept of a mobile ballistic missile system is, of course, not new in fiction or in real life.
Another early example is central to the plot of the Star Trek The Original Series episode Assignment Earth, when a character called Gary 7 must sabotage the launch of an orbital nuclear weapons platform in 1968. Notably, this date is after the signing of the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, which outlawed the launch of nuclear weapons into Earth orbit or on the moon. But while some might view this as an oversight, in real life, President Ronald Reagan proposed a system that would have also violated the Outer Space Treaty. The Strategic Defense Initiative, or SDI, also called the Star Wars program. SDI would have, to its fullest extent, entailed lasers and particle beam weapons.
If that sounds too advanced for the 1980s, well, you'd be right. One reason that SDI never got off the ground is because many of the technologies Reagan envisioned had not been invented yet.
And they were deemed not just years away from readiness, but like the Metal Gears themselves, decades. SDI threatened to destabilize the concept of mutually assured destruction, and while Reagan viewed this as a good thing, most didn't agree. The mere proposal of SDI would later be considered a factor that might have led to the fall of the Soviet Union, as it compelled the country to spend even more on military preparedness at a time when its command economy was facing massive structural problems. SDI also existed in the Metal Gear universe, in keeping with Hideo Kojima's efforts to make the game's timeline fit mostly with real-world history.
But the existence of many secret societies, secret technologies, and secret missions across the franchise nonetheless has fueled fans' imaginations about the covert operations of Earth's governments and militaries. So, would you like to see me make more videos about Metal Gear? Let me know down in the comments. With that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below and don't forget to share it. That stuff really helps me out. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that as well so you won't miss future uploads, and click the bell icon to receive all notifications. If you want to support my work even further, you can become a patron at patreon.com/OrangeRiver, link in the description, or become a YouTube member by clicking the join button on my channel page. I just want to give a quick shout out to all of my donors who allow me to bring on outside talent like editors to make more high quality content for you to enjoy. By becoming a Patreon member, you also get access to awesome perks like behind the scenes photos and videos, Patreon member only polls, name in the credits, merch discounts, and more. Or you can drop a one-time super thanks or PayPal donation. All are appreciated. Links to my PayPal, as well as my social media and merch store, are in the description too. Also, just as a reminder, I do have a second channel, OrangeRiver Plus, where I've uploaded the VODs of lots of my gaming streams, with more on the way. And in addition to some other goofy one-offs and extra behind-the-scenes content, I've officially made it my second streaming platform, so be sure to subscribe there too, so you don't miss any new content. That's all I have for this week. Wait, is that Eva?